O'Neill Outside Radio is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Works Power and Garden Tools. Toyota, let's go places. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Big Green Egg, the most popular and most versatile ceramic grill. Huff Shed, great storage sheds and custom buildings. Year One, classic car parts for American muscle cars. Arctic Ice, the most durable, versatile, and effective cooler packs available. Timbuktu Outdoors, the ideal solution to live bait. Ferminator, the best food plot implement on earth. And the Georgia Department of Natural Resources and State Parks.
From Black Powder headquarters and the Bojangled studio at Three Falls Cabin in the North Georgia mountains, it's time for O'Neill Outside. For anything in the outdoors, this is your source. Listen in and call the show with your comments or questions. And now, here's O'Neill.
Good morning, boys and girls, from Black Powder headquarters in Three Falls Cabin. This is O'Neill Outside. Welcome to a brand new unused Saturday morning. We've got a full schedule this morning. Lots of gossip, nonsense, a few lies as we've come along. And let me tell you what's coming up. Let me invite you, please, to watch O'Neill Outside television. You can watch that on the Fox Sports networks, and you can visit O'Neill Outside and click right on the home page, and you can get all of the video-on-demand networks that carry the show. Carbon TV, Waypoint TV, The Hunt Channel, Destination Go, Pursuit Up, all of those things you can watch. Now, too, while you're there, you may purchase right on the home page, O'Neill Outside, People and Places Along the Way. It's my first book. I'm almost done with the second one, and if you order it there on the internet, on the home page, we'll send it to you, and I will personally sign it. And I don't know what that means, but I don't know how to impersonally sign it. But there you are. Go to our Facebook page at O'Neill Outside. A lot of great discussions about outdoors going on there. And I hope you'll join us when you can. Of course, we have your calls coming up. And along with a whole long laundry list of things. Turkey season is here on the 21st. But I have a special start for you. About the turkey season for the Georgia residents, and I would imagine it happens at other places too. We'll have the radio prize pack, the Medal of Honor tribute, the radio prize package. We have a lot of things plus some interviews, and I hope you'll join us this morning. The telephone numbers are 404-872-0750 in the Atlanta area, and that's 404-872-0750, and outside the Atlanta area on the SB Nation, covering the entire country, Seattle to L.A., from Maine to Miami. It's the sports broadcast, or the SB Nation. It's a giant 155 stations carrying O'Neill Outside. So you can dial that number at 800-972-8255, 972-8255, and we'll be back with the guts of the show. You ready? Stay right there.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA. Built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice. No hassle, no mess. Colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Live less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at works.com.
The Furminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Furminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Furminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're open. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. 20 seconds coming up here, and 12 minutes after the hour. Let me give you the telephone numbers, then we're going to jump right into the program that's scheduled. So, 800-972-8255 or 800 WSB Talk is what it is. It's 972-8255, 404-872-0750. Sometimes I get them mixed up. Okay, now the turkey season in Georgia begins March the 21st. Good. Here's an opportunity for you, however, on the 14th and 15th for you to take a child under 16. He doesn't have to have a license, but you will. Take a child hunting, turkey hunting, or a disabled hunter or a veteran disabled hunter into the woods and kick off the March season this year on the 14th instead of the 21st. I'm already seeing gobblers out all squared up, fighting and all fluffed up, strutting. It ought to be a great hunt. So if you arrange that with the Department of Natural Resources, be sure and have your license with you, and you fill out tags and so forth, and you are legal to hunt with a child or a disabled person on the 14th of March, 1 week ahead. And if you live in Alabama and the Carolinas, I'll bet if you check on it, then that's available to you too. Tell you one thing we want to do this morning, because I've been so neglectful with it. I'm checking the calls. I've been so neglectful with it over the last few weeks. On my website at O'Neill Outside, you'll see down in the middle of the website, you'll see an opportunity for you to comment, make observations, questions, and so forth. Call the mailbag. So we've not done that in the last few weeks, so let's jump into it right now. It may be a question that you have, and I'll bet I bet one of them I've got scheduled here is indeed something that's going on with you, but we'll get to this first one. Ben Williams, he wrote a note from us from Savannah, Georgia, and he asked, have you ever gone an entire deer season without killing a deer, and why? Yes, I have. I've gone through several deer seasons without taking a deer. Number one, because the freezer was already full of venison, or number two, I didn't see a buck, which I considered a trophy. I've been so much, I get to so many great places. Just shooting a buck really didn't make any difference to me unless he walked in and he was scored 180, which would be a scary animal, and I'd probably faint. So I have not taken a deer on many seasons. I think it's been about 5 years since I took a whitetail buck. Albert Moon wrote from Gainesville, Florida. Who is the best turkey hunter you ever hunted with, and why? Best turkey hunter ever was a fellow by the name of Roscoe Reams. And Roscoe, he's deceased now, but he started turkey hunting in the 1940s. Yes, and he has taken himself, or he has called in birds for other hunters and has been successful, was prior to his death, of course, over 500 turkeys. That's right. And what he taught me was patience. Sit still. Be quiet. And be very, very sparingly with your calling. He rarely ever called more frequently than every 10 minutes. And every time I went with him, he called 2 times and we bagged a bird. That's the biggest mistake most hunters make when they're turkey hunting. They so fall in love with the sound of their beautiful calling that they call entirely too much. Okay, here's another question. Let me check the calls. Here's another question. And the question is, you talk about walleye fishing in Georgia. Didn't know we had walleye. Where, when, and how? That came from Alan Kennedy in Blue Ridge. Now, up the Chestatee River and the Chattahoochee, but the Chestatee River, the walleye go up there to spawn around the full moon in February. And you can go up there in the afternoon and use night crawlers and shad, and you can catch them, and they're big uns now, I'm telling you. I'm talking about arm's length walleyes, but it's only about the last hour of the day. So you have to know how to get back to the ramp in the dark. Here's our first caller of the day, and it's Mike is calling, and Mike has a question about turkey hunting. It's 17 after the hour. Mike, you're on the radio. Welcome.
Good morning, O'Neill.
Good morning.
I just had a quick question.
Okay.
I know that they changed the laws recently about baiting deer with corn.
Yes.
And what about the baiting of corn with turkeys?
I don't think that's the case. No, you can't bait for turkeys that I know of. And apologetically, I'm not up on the laws and rules like I should be. I'm just not. But it would be easy for you to check that out by going to the DNR website. I don't bait them in, and it's much more fun if you don't either.
Well, I don't prefer to, but I know that there's a lot of people baiting, and I was kind of wondering if that was gonna. I don't agree with it for deer. To be honest with you.
I don't either. Let me ask you, Mike, do you think you have an opportunity to take the herd buck by baiting with corn?
The only way that I think you're going to get a herd buck by corn is if there's a doe that happens to drag him by there when she's a hot doe.
Right. So actually you're baiting the doe.
Right.
Right. That's what I feel the same way.
So, but one last question for you.
Sure.
Cedar Creek last year, I believe, was the first year that they changed their season where they pushed it out a couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard anything about if they felt that was if it helped or not? Because they were claiming about the hatch rate being so low that they had to do something. So they actually started instead of starting the season on the 21st, it was like 2 weeks later before they opened it on Cedar Creek.
Yes. I don't know the answer to that question, but I will tell you I did check the harvest records over the last few years, and the harvest is down. Not the harvest. The hatch rate is still down. And considerably, quite frankly, and I don't know why. You think it may be the coyotes?
That has something to do with it, I think. But I think that there may be some other factors, but I don't think that they're super sure on everything.
No.
I talked to one of the DNR guys, and they're trying different things, and they had guys from all around the country doing these studies, and I'm just kind of hoping, they get it under control.
Yeah, no, I think that turkey hunting is the number one big game animal in North America. He's the hardest to get. You call, you get a response, camo, stealth, shot placement, and you're taking him outside of his normal activity with the hen. I think he's the number one, and quite frankly, Mike, if I can get him called in, I don't shoot him.
Right.
Because
It's like shooting a sitting rabbit if you don't call them in, right?
That's exactly right. I'm glad you're enthused about it. Good questions. I wish I could be more complete with my answers, but you can get those by calling the Department of Natural Resources. And unless our schedule is fouled up, be sure and listen next week to the radio show if you're up, because we will have a Department of Natural Resources turkey biologist and a law enforcement official here on the radio show. You know, we only have a guest 2 times a year, and this is one of them next Saturday morning, and it's the DNR. And we'll find out about these turkeys and the population and all of those things. Would you listen in?
All right, I will. Sounds good.
You bet. Glad you called, pal.
Okay.
You bet. There you go. That's good. He's off good start. Okay, Alan and Wade, you guys hold on. I need to go to a break here. This is O'Neill, 404-872-0750 or 800-972-8255. WSB Radio, 38 states, and the SB Nation, 155 stations carrying O'Neill Outside, the #1 live outdoor-based radio talk show in the USA. And if you continue to listen, we'll be back.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Work Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA, built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice, no hassle, no mess, colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Live less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're opened. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. Where were we? Let's talk to Alan. Alan is calling from Tallahassee, Florida on Works Radio. You're on the air, Alan.
Good morning, O'Neill.
Hey, what do you say?
Nothing much. I got a couple questions, one about turkey and one about deer.
Okay.
Me and a buddy were looking at some land up around Thomasville last week or so,
Mm-hmm.
and his dog found an antler that a deer had dropped.
Uh-huh.
My question is, why does a deer drop his antlers every year? What purpose does it serve? And why does that happen?
Well, that's his natural cycle that he grows a new set every year. They lose. Let's see. How can I say? After the velvet is over, the antler only grows while it's in velvet. And once it stops growing, the velvet falls away. And he drops that antler after the breeding season, or he begins to drop it after the breeding season. That's his. Does
all antler animals drop their racks?
Antlered animals do. Horned animals do not.
Okay.
Moose, elk, caribou, all of those antlered animals drop their antlers after the breeding season. Yes.
Okay. And my question about turkey is, do turkey roost in the same tree all the time?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
so he moves. He'll move from tree to tree then.
Tree to tree, place to place. I know that it's my experience that they seem to roost in thick branches over water if they can.
Well, that's my question. When we were out walking around, we found this one tree, and it was near water, and underneath it, there was feathers and some droppings and stuff like that. And we were both wondering, do they use that same tree all the time?
They will often use it more than once, but they don't try to seek out that same place, is my experience.
Yeah, and then as far as the hen, when the hen starts to lay her eggs, she'll lay it on the ground. Does the gobbler stay with her, or does she just on her own?
She's on her own. All right, she wakes up in the morning, she's in a tree. She hears the gobbler. She goes to him. She gets bred again, probably every day for quite a number of days. And once she's bred, she has a social activity with other hens and the gobbler. Then she leaves and goes to the nest after there's a few nests in there.
On the ground.
Yes, she nests on the ground. That's what I think is partially what's happening to our turkey population. The coyotes and the hogs get the eggs.
Yeah, and then the coyotes catch them because, like I say, she's got to hide real good for a coyote not to find her.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. These coyotes are slick.
Oh yes, sir.
They're slick devils. Those guys are. And go ahead.
Also, last week when you were gone, that boy when you're out of town or gone doing something, I just want to let you know he does a good job. I mean, he's not you, but he's very informative, and I listened to him last week, and he does a really good job. I just want to let you know that.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I've had several people to mention. Now we're talking about Scott Maxim. He is a radio. He's a radio. He's an experienced radio guy. He's more of a gun guy than a fisherman. And he's really very well informed, and he's got a great voice, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. But I just want to let you know that he's not you. Nobody will ever take your place, but he does do a good job when you are gone.
Well, thank you very much. And somebody will take my place one day, I'm telling you.
I hope that's no time soon.
That's right. Well, you're very kind to call. Great questions. Great questions about this. But, it's funny that the things that you can find out. Here's something about those antlered animals. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All antlered animals are bigger the farther away they are from the equator.
Yeah, I've heard you mention that before.
They have to be bigger to withstand the winter.
Right, and I'm sure their coats are a lot. Their skin or whatever is a lot thicker too.
That, and they are just bigger animals. The largest whitetail, not the largest racks, but the largest bodied whitetail deer come from Canada.
Yeah. So
Way
how
up
often do
in
you get
Canada.
to go up to Canada to deer hunt?
Pardon?
How often do you get to go up to
Oh,
Canada to deer hunt?
I've only done it one time. It was an enjoyable experience to witness the cold. I was there for 6 days. The high temperature while I was there was 1. And I drove a 4-wheeler for 22 miles to get to the stand every day. And in Canada, you stay in the stand all day.
Yeah, I don't see you getting out walking around.
No, and there's where I was. There was no heater, so we took those warming patches for our hands and put them on our kidneys. Put it on the camera, and that's how we stayed relatively warm.
Dang, I couldn't take that cold. That's just a little too cold for me.
Well, I tell you what it meant for me was that the first decent buck that walked by, I shot him and got out of there.
I don't blame you.
That's
Hey,
right.
also, a couple weeks ago we talked about spinner baits, turning that trailer hook down. Did
Yes.
you tell me about that?
Yeah, I did.
I tried that old deal, and you definitely know what you're talking about because I didn't miss any fish. Every fish that hit it, I caught him on that trailer hook.
Okay, now what he's talking about here is when you're using a spinnerbait, unless you're in an area that gets you hung up a lot, you should definitely use a trailer hook, number one. And if you really want to get all your bites, just like Alan is talking about, turn that trailer hook down instead of up. You don't miss any fish with a trailer hook turned down, do you?
No, it actually, I bit the barb down.
Yes.
And it seemed to penetrate a lot better, too.
That is correct. Well, let's look back at it for a minute. The barb was put on a hook to keep live bait on. That's the original purpose of the barb.
Yeah.
Not to keep your catch on, but to keep your live bait on the hook. So I go to Canada fishing, and I've probably been 10 or 12 times, and I don't think I ever lost a fish because my barb was flattened, and that's the law in Canada. You always fish with a barbless hook. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to crush that barb down.
You bet.
Yeah, but I tried it a couple of weeks ago, and every fish that actually hit the spinnerbait, I didn't miss him.
Well, good. I appreciate you missing.
Everyone was caught on that trailer hook.
I really do appreciate you mentioning that. That's a great lesson that I learned from somebody else. I didn't invent anything. All I do is repeat stuff.
Well, the last question: how's Miss Gail doing?
Oh, she's doing fine. She's upstairs asleep.
Yeah, well, we know that.
That's right. Glad you called, Alan.
All right, well, you have a good one.
You bet. See you later, pal. Now let's, before we go to the next break, let's squeeze in a call from Wade from Kentucky. Good morning, Wade. You're on O'Neill Outside.
You can't do that to me. I'm going to be on here just a second. I got a story to tell you about going fishing in the lake. You may have to hold me over after this.
Okay, but let's get started.
I went over to this little lake. It's called Three Springs Lake.
Uh-huh.
They put trout in it. I called my buddy Michael. Michael, where can I go fishing? Gary and I want to go fishing. It's beautiful. He told me, he said, well, he put trout in it. He said, but don't fish without your trout stamp. That's part of the story.
Okay.
So went over there, went to Walmart, got our stuff. Gary got him a new little ultralight. I dusted off my reels, put some new line on them. Got over there, and the guy told me, go over by the pavilion. That's where they catch them at. We pulled in the boat ramp, pulled in, run to the little boat ramp there, and looked at it. It's only a 14 or 17 O'Neill Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And, seen them guys catching, they had a couple of brim. So we rode around to the other side. Michael told me to get the power bait, the rainbow color. So I got power bait. I had worms. I had corn. I know how to catch fish out, trout out of ponds. Got over there, got set up. There's a British guy named Dave. He's fishing with about a 20-foot long pole. It looked like a cane pole. I got out and said, Gary, this guy's using a cane pole. Let me check him out. I went down there and I introduced myself. I said, you have any luck? He said, I just got here. I'm going to be here about 5 minutes. I said, we're going to get over here toward that stump. We're going to be too close to you. We're about 20 yards from. Oh, no, make yourself at home. I said, well, I don't want to crowd you, but I need to learn. I ain't never fished up here in Kentucky. I caught 8 trout up here last Sunday, and I let them go here's a picture. They showed me a picture. Well, we went over, I got set up, got to fishing, and I walked over there to go past him. I was going to throw a hot water plug around some trees on the point past him. Got by there, he pulled that thing in. He got about a 3-pound catfish with a little bitty strike indicator with about 3-foot line below it with a tiniest little old hook with no barber on it. He pulled that catfish in. I said, that's a nice one. He said, yeah, it is. And he had a weird setup for a basket, O'Neill. Kind of like a collapsible laundry basket. Well, he throwed him in there. I said, you going to eat him? He said, no. I said, tell you what, that's what Gary wants, some catfish. If you don't mind, keep me 2 or 3 of them if we don't do any good. Oh, well, I'll keep them on, take a picture. Well, me and Gary get back over it. Gary catches a brim. I catch a little old crappie. We let him go. And I didn't have a big hook. I'd have put him on there for a bass. But a few minutes later, look over, he got another one. I got laughing. I walked over and said, what you doing? He was taking some kind of meal. Now, all this comes from London. He said that fishing pole cost about 500 pounds. When I was over at 83, that'd been $750. But he was putting this meal, and the bigger end of that tube was hollow. He was putting that meal in there, putting it out there about 10 foot. And
Wade, I got to go to a break, but you stay right there. I want to hear the balance.
Sir, I will. Hold me over on it.
You bet. I want to hear the balance of this story. This is O'Neill. We'll be back.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA, built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice, no hassle, no mess, colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Lift less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're opened. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. Welcome back, everyone. We've got Wade on the line. We're going to finish a story with him. Then we have the radio prize package. But before I do, I'm going to get a plug in for, and I hope you don't mind, excuse me, but it's purposeful. You know, this is Works Radio. And until I got a battery-powered grass trimmer, a hedge trimmer, a drill bit combination, and a chainsaw that runs on batteries. I didn't realize how convenient it is just to walk out, pick it up, and use it. And all the batteries are interchangeable. When you get ready to update your equipment, look for Works battery-powered equipment. It really does work. Okay, now let's finish this story with Wade because it's a good one. And Wade's, this man's catching catfish on an expensive pole, right?
Looked like a cane pole.
Yeah.
He's using some kind of meal. It looked like a little pellets, like, you get at the trout pond to feed the
Right.
fish.
Okay.
But it was real moist. He'd mash it up.
Uh-huh.
He was chumming them up, is what he's doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I throw a little bit of corn out there when I'm fishing around there, too, to get them coming
Oh,
that way.
you bet.
So, anyway, for me and Gage just getting skunked. And I ain't got no problem. I hate it to hear that. I hate my buddies in Georgia to hear that because usually I'm the one catching all the fish. Poochie might outdo me every now and then. But, anyway, so we're standing over and he's just catching. We're just watching. And Gary's like, I'm going to go over and watch. Yeah, let's just go over and watch, We need to be doing what he's doing, but we ain't got what he's got.
Uh-huh.
So the guy in the front of the boat's catching the fish, the guy in the back of the boat ain't. Well, you better start doing what he's doing.
That's right.
So we eased over and we watched him. Well, I said, how many you got? I seen these two. All got about 6 catfish, a big brim, and they trout about 10 inches long. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I said, great, dude. I said, you going to keep them? He said, no, I'm going to let them go. I said, well, tell you what, that's what Gary wants. I said, so if you don't mind, we'll take a couple of them, and I'll clean them up and fry them up for him. Oh, you can have all of them you want. I don't care. I said, all right, we're going to get ready to leave, and I got a big trash bag. So we went and put our stuff up. I got a bag and walked over, and he got up there, and he took him a picture, and then Gary, we cheated. We held up the two big catfish, like we caught some. He took us a picture, sent my phone. Well, about the time I put 3 of them in the bag, I looked up, and here he come, around the bend, right there at the VV, and gets out. DNR from Kentucky.
Okay.
I'm legal. No, that man, Michael told me, don't keep a trout without a trout stamp. I didn't know that Dave didn't have a trout stamp.
Oh, boy.
So here he comes down the hill. He come walking down there. I'd have seen the limits. I know it was 4 on catfish and 5 on trout. Only 2 bass over 16 inches.
Okay.
But anyway, here he come walking down the hill. Hold it right there, buddy. Don't move. All right, like I'm robbing a bank. Yes, sir. He said, how many fish is in that bag? I said, 2 or 3. You mind dumping them out? I said, no, sir. I dumped them out. He looked at Gary, looked at me. And Dave was down there putting his phone back in the tackle box about 5 yards behind us down the bank. And he said, yes, sir, mine's right here in my tackle box. So he pulls his out. Well, I hand him mine, and Gary hands him his. And he looked at Gary's, he looked at mine, and said, okay. We just bought them. If we didn't have, which I wouldn't fish without them because you lose your fishing privileges up here for a year. And I'm all about it. You heard me plug the DNR for the trout before. So here he comes down and gets Dave's. Dave's got his fishing license, no trout stamp.
Oh, boy.
And he said, who caught the fish? Well, I don't condone telling stories, but I said, sir, I caught 3, and Gary caught 2. And Dave said, who caught the rest of them? They said, I did, sir. And he said, who caught the trout? Well, I would have claimed it, but I didn't know Dave didn't have a trout stamp. So he said, okay, we got a problem here. I said, sir, we're legal. He said, you two are fine. He said, but stay right here till I get through. He said, but you got 2 catfish too many, and he ain't got a trout stamp. Oh, dear. And so he got Dave's license. He headed back to the truck. I looked at Dave. I said, Dave, I'm sorry, dude. I'd have claimed that trout. He said, you didn't know. I said, well, nah, man. I said, I helped you out by claiming some of the fish. He said, I know. Well, he come back down there. He got a ticket for no trout stamp. He got a ticket for 2 fish over limit. But the game warden, first thing he asked me to do, all right, here's the problem, guys. He looked at me and said, since you already handled them, I don't want to get my hands dirty. And I didn't like that, which I wasn't going to aggravate the game warden. You only get one chance to make a first impression on them. And I'll see him again over there. So I picked up 2 of the biggest ones I know to reproduce, and I throwed them in. I didn't want all those fish.
Yeah.
I didn't want them all, but I was ready for him to be done. I was ready to go. I was ready to get out there. I was tired. So I bagged up all the fish. He come back. That's what the tickets are for. He goes to court on the 25th. But now, I've got a copy of the paperwork. The DNR regulations. I've read them from cover to cover this week. We went, I think this was Tuesday we went. Yeah, we went Wednesday, went back Thursday, and didn't catch nothing. Thursday was terrible weather. Well, I'm going to try to cut this down and get somebody else in. But technically, all three of us having our fish in one container could have been a fine for each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been $50. You know what the trout's going to cost him?
No.
$500. $12.50 a fish. It's either $12.50 or $25 a fish.
Mm-hmm.
But you're looking at $5.25 or $5.50 in fines.
Wow, that's a.
I'm going to go to court with him.
Well, you may as well explain it to the judge.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the judge. I said, sir, we're going to put a lot, because, you know, I get to speak up when he asks me why I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, sir, this man catches and releases them. All he does is take a picture. I said, he got on his phone right there a picture where he caught him last Sunday. Took a picture to let him go. I said, and be honest with you, sir, if I'd known he didn't have a trout stamp, I might have took the blame for the trout because I had one. I said, but he lets the fish go.
Mm-hmm.
He did not know the rules. Ignorance is no excuse, O'Neill, but it's right here around the corner. I'll go with him, see what I can do. He works at the medical center.
Well, go see the judge. Maybe he'll give you a break.
But I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I've got an extra copy of those things. When you put me back on hold, I'll get your address to your office in Snellville, and I'll mail you a copy of the DNR regulations.
Please do that. Please do that.
Different, O'Neill. I mean, it's all different.
Oh,
every
man.
lake's different. Every pond's different. Every creek. I tried the little creek over here, but it's too muddy and too high.
You gotta know. I gotta go, pal.
I appreciate you taking my call. Put me on hold, O'Neill, where I can listen to you.
All right, I'll put you.
Listen to me.
Jason will put him on hold there. There we go. Okay, now it's time for the radio prize package. I love to give away stuff. And here's the prize package list. Bojangles gift card, a Big Green Egg koozie kit, an Angler magazine, a DNR Rigs magazine, Georgia State Parts Guide, a can of Fisher's Choice baits, a selection of True Turn tackle, an Arctic Ice travel pack. You won't buy any more ice once you use these. A moon phase clock forecaster and a hydro shot glass. You have to be 18 years old and not have won a radio prize package before. Telephone numbers are 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. And the question is, Travis Johnson, my grandson, who was on the show with me from several years, is now a guide out west. In what state does he live? His address is in what state out west? And it has to be precise, of course. You have to name the state, and you'll win a nice prize package. So, there you are. Now, I will tell you that the reason these questions, these radio prize package questions, are always about us, it's because it's a reward for people who listen to the show. It's not sports trivia that you can look up. It's if you are a fan and listen to the show, you'll know the answers. And we will have the Rocco's prize package pretty soon also. Let's see, it's 48 after the hour. We've got time now. Let's wait, and we'll get these other people names up there so that everybody's calling in for the radio prize package, and I don't blame you. It's a relatively easy question. And that, I'll tell you, that Bojangles coupon really comes in handy. Get some fried chicken midday, one of those Cajun filet sandwiches. Oh, man. 49 minutes after the hour on Works Radio. Saturday mornings, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. on WSB and the SB Nation Radio Network. It's funny, you know, I always try to eat, this is kind of comical, I think. I always try to expand the syndication. That's what you do. If you're in television and radio, you want more people to see the show, more people to listen to the show, and more people can pay you money and you can make a living doing it, which is really tough, okay? Yesterday, I reached out to the Fox Sports Radio to see whether or not they might be interested in having an outdoor show live on Saturday mornings on Fox Sports Radio. And this smart-ass little weenie from California let me know very rudely and in no uncertain terms that Fox Sports was above that, and they were not interested in anything in the outdoors. I will just tell you, it's a good thing we weren't face to face when he got his smart aleck mouth going. And I'm no tough guy, but I don't have to put up with that. And I don't care if he's 6'8". We would have had a little challenge for a few minutes. Okay, I've got a lot of, Jason, I've got lots of folks here. Do you have the radio prize package question answered? Well, I guess you do.
Yet.
I just don't see a name, sir.
No winner yet.
No winner. Oh, interesting. Thank you very much. I thought, knowing in what state Travis now lives, we would have an answer right away. Maybe not. Travis is a cattleman now. He's a whitetail hunter, guide, hogs, turkeys, antelope, coyotes, and he lives in a ranch house out
Michael on line 4 is the
in the middle of nowhere. Let's see if I've got time to do this. I probably do. And Michael, let's see. Michael, good morning, Michael. You are the radio prize package winner. Why don't you tell us in what state does Travis live now?
Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. A little town called Sweetwater, Oklahoma. How about that? How did you know that? Listening to the show?
I listened to the show.
Well, that's the purpose of the radio prize package. And it worked out fine for you. You've got a nice little prize package headed your way. Give us a couple of weeks to round it up and get it to you. Where are you calling from, Michael?
Jasper, Georgia.
Oh, well, my goodness. Close by, huh?
I'm right up on the mountain with you.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Well, give us a couple of weeks to get that to you. You'll enjoy the Bojangles prize when you get to town. Get a biscuit and have it and enjoy it for me, will you?
I will do.
Mighty fine. I'll put you back on hold, make sure we've got the right addresses for you, and I appreciate your participation in the show.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Michael. There we go. Oh, my goodness. I may have lost him with that click. Call back, Michael. We'll get your address. 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. I'm just told with a message in my ear we already do have that prize package address. This is O'Neill with O'Neill Outside, the Rocco's prize package, and more outdoors headed your way and entertaining your thoughts and questions. This is O'Neill with Works Radio, and I'll be back. My coffee's getting cold.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Works Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA, built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice, no hassle, no mess, colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, AeroCart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Lift less, do more. Get your Works AeroCart today. Available at Works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're opened. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. All right, 57 after the hour. You're listening to O'Neill Outside Works Radio. And every week at about this time, or sometime during the program, we have TJ's True Turn Tackle Tips. TJ was a writer and photographer, an outstanding fisherman, and he always had comments. He was more concerned about helping you be a better fisherman than any person I've ever known. And so we have True Turn Tackle Tips from TJ. Here's a good one because springtime is coming up. Wash your boat off when moving from lake to lake. Really? Contaminants from one lake can stick to your boat and wash off into the other lake. This is how the zebra mussels infested a lake out west. Now, in that lake, you can't leave your boat in a slip because the zebra mussels grow on the hull. That has to do with weeds and all type of foliage that may be transferred from lake to lake. That's how it happens very often. So, when you're getting done with a trip, wash your boat. Wipe it down. You might even spray it. And if you have a guy in the neighborhood that you just took fishing, tell him to do it for you. He owes it to you for you taking him fishing. And that is your True Turn Tackle Tip. It's 48 after the hour plus, so we're going to wait until the next hour to entertain these next bunch of calls. And we do appreciate you taking the time to call on the mornings, whether you're driving across the country, headed for the woods, headed for the lakes. And we have a lot of turkey hunting discussions coming up in the next hour, including, of course, the highlight that finishes the next hour, and that is the Medal of Honor tribute. It's a very special thing that we do, and I get a lot of responses to that. If I can get through the read into it without choking up, and I'll tell you, this one today, this one's going to be tough. I've read it over 3 times, and I've had to stop every time. This is O'Neill. I forgot. We'll be back. I'm going to go get coffee.
O'Neill Outside Radio is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Works Power and Garden Tools. Toyota, let's go places. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Big Green Egg, the most popular and most versatile ceramic grill. Huff Shed, great storage sheds and custom buildings. Year 1, classic car parts for American muscle cars. Arctic Ice, the most durable, versatile, and effective cooler packs available. Timbuktu Outdoors, the ideal solution to live bait. Verminator, the best food plot implement on earth. And the Georgia Department of Natural Resources and State Parks.
From Black Powder headquarters and the Bojangled studio at Three Falls Cabin in the North Georgia mountains, it's time for O'Neill Outside. For anything in the outdoors, this is your source. Listen in and call the show with your comments or questions. And now, here's O'Neill.
From high in the mountains in North Georgia, in the Bojangles studio, this is Works Radio. Welcome to the program, everyone. 4 to 6 a.m. every Saturday morning, we're talking outdoors, no politics at all, outdoors. You, your family, fishing, hunting, outdoors, camping and hiking, your questions, your comments, and your observations. Now, I didn't do this in the first portion of the program, but I'm obligated, and with a great pleasure, I tell you that this program is brought to you every Saturday morning by Works Tools, Stripling's General Store, the Tough Shed, Snellville Heating and Air, Rocco's Pub, the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, State Parks and Historic Sites, Big Green Egg, Smokers and Grills, how do you live without one of those? And True Turn Hooks and Roadrunner Lures. So welcome to the program, everyone. It's 7.5 minutes after the hour. We'll get to the calls right after the first break. And then in this hour, we'll have the Rocco's question, more from the mailbag maybe, and of course, the Medal of Honor tribute and how we got to do that. What was the story that made that happen? And the telephone numbers are 404-872-0750, or outside the Atlanta calling area, it's 800-972-8255. You can listen to this program live every Saturday morning on WSB Radio, 95.5 FM and 750 AM across 38 states, and the sports broadcast, the SB Nation Radio, with 155 stations across the country, Seattle to LA, Miami to Maine, with some of those big stations that are involved. I hope you join us to the program. It's not just me, it's you. And I hope that you'll enjoy the show. And maybe after it's over every week, not necessarily from me, but from other people who call, maybe you'll be encouraged to go fishing and hunting and be more successful. This is O'Neill. We'll be back, I promise.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Works Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA. Built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice. No hassle, no mess. Colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Live less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're opened. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. Welcome back. 12 minutes after the hour. Before we get to the first call, let me invite you to go to o'neilloutside.com. Right there on the homepage, you can click on the VOD networks, whereby you can see all the places from Carbon TV to Waypoint TV to the Hunt Channel, Destination America, all the channels where you can watch the videos of O'Neill Outside on demand, and you can watch them there on the website too. You can order my book called O'Neill Outside, People and Places Along the Way. I will autograph it for it and mail it to you, and let's see what else to do there. You can check out Facebook, and here's something that's, we've been doing it for a little while. You'll enjoy. On the homepage, you'll see a big medallion there that says podcast. And you can listen to the podcast every week while you're in the truck if you want to. Or you can watch the show as it airs on the VOD networks. Okay, what's next? Before we do anything else, he's been holding on quite a little while. Let's talk to John. Is calling from Lilburn. Good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
That last caller about not having a license.
Yeah.
When my dad, back in the early 60s, used to work a drag-along crew, dragging canals. So they're pretty secluded. They could go fishing when they wanted to. My dad always carried a license, and they didn't worry too much about what he called the mullet marshals back then.
Oh.
And but sure enough, one day a game warden pulled up, and my dad knew what to do. He threw his pole down and just went running. And the game warden kept running after him, and he ran about, 5 minutes, stopped, turn around, and game warden says, I got you fishing without a license. And he said, I got a license. He goes, well, why were you running? He goes, why were you chasing me? And of course, by the time he figured that out, all his buddies had gotten their tackle boxes and just, hauled tail out of there. So he was covering 3 or 4 people at a time, but they were down in the middle of nowhere in South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
But he just always said, he goes, why are you chasing me? But it's like, I don't know. I got a license. But I just thought, I encourage always licensing yourself. That
Oh, yeah.
I just thought that made for a huge story.
Yeah, in Georgia, we have that that sportsman's license that just gets you just about everything but trout stamps and the migratory bird stamps and duck stamps. So
he got nailed on that trout stamp, didn't he? $500. Wow.
Yeah, it's
they call it before, yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive, sure enough.
Yeah.
So when's the last time you've been? Have you been fishing this spring yet?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay.
My brother's been several times down in South Georgia, but he won't take me. I don't know why.
He doesn't like you.
No.
Does he not like you?
No, I'm kidding.
I know, I am too.
There. Yeah, but it's been a while. I love to fish catfish. It's my all-time favorite. We used to sit trout lines out all the time in bush hooks just for that reason. And we can catch some really nice.
I'll bet you do.
Channel cats and blues.
Good eating.
Good eats right there. Yeah.
You betcha.
All right. Well, thank you. I just wanted to drop that.
You bet. Hey, I appreciate you listening to the show and giving us a call. It always adds so much. It keeps me from having to talk so much.
There you go. I appreciate it, man. It's a good show. I really enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you calling, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. It's 16 after the hour. We've got time for this, don't we? Let's talk now to who's up next. Let's talk to Lindsay, calling from the Quality Deer Management Association. Good morning, Lindsay.
Hey, O'Neill. How are you this morning?
Lovely. I will tell everybody that I preach that every sportsman should belong to 2 wildlife organizations so that you understand about wildlife and that particular varmint, if you will, or species. And the place for you to understand more about the white-tailed deer than any other organization in the country is the Quality Deer Management Association, located in Bogart, Georgia. And that's why Lindsay is calling.
Thank you, O'Neill. I know it. You have always been a very good friend of QDMA's for a long time, and we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Well, it's my pleasure. What do you got going on?
Well, we've got our whitetail weekend coming up next weekend. This coming weekend, March starts Thursday, March 12th through Saturday the 14th.
Okay.
At our headquarters, just outside of Athens, Georgia. We've got a bunch of educational events. As you said, you recommend us for folks who want to learn more about deer. Well, this is the event for them. If you're in Georgia or in a neighboring state and can get to us, we would love to have you. We're going to have stuff going on all day Friday at our headquarters. We're going to have educational events going on all day Saturday at the Classic Center in downtown Athens, followed by our grand banquet and auction Saturday night. So just a ton of stuff going on, a lot of great speakers and things to learn about for any deer hunter. And that's what I was calling to tell you about and ask your listeners to check us out and maybe come join us in Athens this weekend.
Okay, and they can find out more about it by visiting QDMA.com.
That's correct. There's a big page on the home page, a big advertisement you can click, take you straight to the Whitetail Weekend page to see all of the speakers and seminars and details.
Well, I will comment, if you will let me, that I have been to that seminar, that meeting, that weekend several times over the years. And I learn something every time about whitetails, how you hunt them, how they live, why they do things, why they travel, and I'm always surprised at what you can learn from going to this convention, this seminar, this weekend.
We do a ton of different things, as you know, not only about how to hunt deer, but, how to eat deer, how to cook venison. We've got Danielle Bennett, who's she's better known as Diva Q Barbecue. She's a national barbecue champion coming down. She killed her first deer this past fall with us on one of our field to fork hunts, and she's coming to be with us and teach us how to do reverse seared backstrap and some other non-traditional venison techniques. We've got Mark Kenyon coming down from Michigan. He's the head of Wired to Hunt. To talk about his 40-acre small property management project he's had going. We've got folks from UGA coming to talk about deer research. We've got all kind of folks. William Yancey with the Furminator here in Georgia.
Is he?
With us to talk food plots. A whole lot will be going on.
Well, I won't be there for other reasons, but be sure and say hello to William for me. He's one of my favorite characters in this business.
Yes, he is mine too, and I will definitely do that.
Oh, absolutely. I've always said, Lindsay, and thank you for getting up early to call us, whether it's fishing, hunting, management, all kind of wildlife, whatever it is you're doing, the more you know, the more you understand, the greater capability you have to enjoy it. And quality,
that is absolutely right.
And quality deer management is the way to go for white-tailed deer nationwide. It's not just Georgia deer, is it?
That is right. We are here for anywhere there's a whitetail, and any deer hunter who has whitetails where they hunt.
It's a marvelous organization, and I hope you don't mind. I think I'm correct. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. This is not just gossip around a deer camp. This is not just exchange of stories around a campfire.
That is correct.
This is scientific research that tells these attendees about white-tailed deer.
That's correct. We're a science-based organization, always have been. We go to the research to know what's the right way to manage deer. How do you decide when you need to take a doe and how many? How do you increase the numbers of adult bucks that are going to be out there? How do you improve the habitat? So we go to the science on that and always have. But we also go to the science on how do we ensure the future of our whitetail resource and our ability to hunt them? How do we recruit new hunters. So that's why we've always been a science-based organization.
Okay, let me ask you one question, yes or no, no explanation. Am I reasonably correct when I say, because I've said it again and I don't want to get in trouble, there are probably more white-tailed deer in North America now than there was when Columbus landed?
Yes.
Okay, there you are. I'll take it at your word. Thanks for calling, Lindsay.
Thank you for having us, O'Neill.
You bet. See you soon, pal. This is O'Neill. We'll be back.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA. Built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice. No hassle, no mess. Colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Live less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're open. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. It's 25 after the hour, and you have been and are listening to Works Radio. O'Neill Outside, Saturday mornings, 4 to 6 a.m. Right now, she's been holding on quite a while. Let's talk. Oh, did I lose Liz? I'm sorry, guys. Doggone it. I wanted to talk to her because she had some fox sightings I wanted to chat about. But right now, anyway, let's talk to Richard is calling from West Virginia. Good morning, Richard.
Well, I guess you have an alternative.
That's right. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. I understand that if you took the state of West Virginia and flattened it out without any mountains, just flattened it all out, it would be bigger than Texas. Is there any truth to that?
The only thing I could say to that is not knowing, I cannot say. Henceforth, I hesitate to respond.
Okay. I knew you're too sensible to respond.
I don't know where you come up with that, but sounds interesting to me.
Yeah, sure enough. It's something to say. Anyway, that's all I do is just have something to say.
Well, that's what you do.
That's exactly.
I mean, everybody's got a purpose, so I guess that's yours.
You betcha. What's on your mind this morning, Richard?
I'm just thinking, if you want to get, I don't know, how big I guess it depends maybe on what part of the country. If your goal is to catch a huge catfish,
Uh-huh.
I'm just thinking this is the way you want to do it, that you would go down to the river, put chicken livers or a dough ball on and a sinker, and just let it go to the bottom or close to it, and just sit there and catch it, because they feed on the bottom. Is that what they do? They lay on the bottom. This is just what I'm thinking. I have no idea. But I'm just thinking they lay on the bottom, and they're lazy, and they just look for somebody to throw chicken livers down there or a big dough ball, and that's how you would catch
Okay,
it.
well, I can help you with that. You know, a catfish has whiskers, okay? They're not whiskers. They're what they're called barbels, and those are scent not detractors. They're scent. He uses these whiskers to find food. He finds his food by smell, and he uses those whiskers to do that. And you are right. He is on the bottom generally when there's enough oxygen there, and he swims very slowly and he tracks down the chicken livers, the dough ball, the whatever is nice and smelly. Okay? Now here's a little tip, all right? When you're catfishing, about every 2 minutes, pick up your rod and move the bait about 6 inches. That stirs up the water that's around the bait and allows the scent from that bait to track further around in the area, and he will find it.
Every 2 minutes you do that?
Every 2 minutes. You don't have to just pick up the rod and feel it. And that will move it maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. And that will add to the distribution of the smell. And that's what he will find. As a matter of fact, Richard, not only does he have taste buds or his barbels, but his entire skin on his body is laced with taste buds. So he tracks it with his skin and his barbels, and that's how he finds his food.
Okay, but is that the way you do it? Just say like here, the river, I could go down, we have something called the Ohio River. I could just go down there on the bank and just cast it in.
Yes.
I don't know how deep it is, but if you just throw it in there, if they lay on the bottom, I mean, do you have to get to the bottom? Or I'm just thinking if you just go down to the river and throw, that's what he's going to do, just put a sinker on and throw a dough ball or some chicken livers in.
Okay,
here's the river is to catch them.
Right. Here's the next tip. All right. The river current will help you because it spreads the scent. Now, this is an unusual kind of rig I'm going to tell you about, but it's not mysterious. You have a weight, you've got a lead sinker, and between the lead sinker and the hook or your bait, put a little small float. That will keep your bait about 5 or 6 inches off the bottom. And
put a float on there then.
Yeah, put a float, a little, a narrow cork float, and that will keep that bait just up off the bottom. It'll help you keep you from getting hung up, and the catfish will find it better. He'll hit that scent and track it down better if that float keeps your bait up off the bottom.
How big do they get, do you know?
Well, the world's record blue cat, I believe, is about 140 pounds.
Oh. We're not going to have something like that in the river around here.
I don't know. Well, I don't know, but they get big. They grow their entire lives. I would tell you that my experience, the best catfishing lake in the country is Santee Cooper Lakes near in the Carolinas. And my friend, I fished with him many days. His name is Captain Darrell Smith. He fishes 300 days a year, and he's guided people from 60 countries. And his biggest blue cat is 101.5 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
not talking about something that big. I was thinking maybe 40 or 50.
Well, and you will catch some of those. In my times, let's see, I got time for this, I do. And I have fished with Daryl probably 6 or 8 times, and every time that I fish with Daryl, we take one of those big 70-quart coolers, and we fill up that cooler with catfish before lunchtime. Many of them from 10 to 35 pounds. My biggest catfish I ever caught with Daryl weighed 63 pounds.
Yeah, 100 and some. I mean, that's way too big. I just wanted to get something like 40 or 50 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Well, I tell you, here's the best way for you to do it. Hire a guide for a day and let him take you, and you tell him what you want to do and when you want to do it. It's probably too cold now, but this summer, when it starts heating up, that's when you go catfishing.
All right, that's what I was trying to find out. Just
Okay.
something like that, how big they are, what's the procedure to go through. So you told me.
You bet.
Okay.
Richard, I always enjoy your calls and your questions.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Glad you called. Good luck to you, pal. Okay, we'll drop that call. Let's see, it's 33 after. Let's talk to, who's up next? Let's talk to Craig. Craig is calling. Good morning, Craig. What do you say?
You gonna catch catfish that big, you better get me up some hush puppies and grits.
That's right. Yeah, there's some whoppers, boy.
Ooh, there are some big ones. I suspect he's got some up there. He said Ohio River, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and there are some grown ones in that river.
Mm-hmm. Making me hungry this early in the morning. My grandmother used to eat them for breakfast. But anyway,
Oh, man,
hey,
yeah.
O'Neill, let me tell you something or ask you something.
Go.
I got about, down here on this little old place in Tata, we got about probably 12 turkeys. I seen them yesterday. There's 3 gobblers in the bunch.
Okay.
But I wonder if all these raccoons I'm seeing laying on the side of the road and everywhere, I've seen more raccoons this year than I've seen in years. And I know they got to eat
Absolutely.
eggs, a raccoon.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, even though I got about 12 in this, I don't know what you call it. What you call a bunch of turkeys?
A drove.
A drove. Anyway, whatever they call, there's a bunch of pretty ones. But and I just didn't look at them. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the kind is because, you know, I see it all the time in GOE, and it's down.
Yeah. Well, the raccoons will sure get those eggs, that's for sure.
Yep. All right, I'm going to let somebody else get in there, man. We enjoy the show every morning.
You bet. I appreciate you calling, sir, and I appreciate the compliment about the show. I really do appreciate it. There we go.
See you, buddy.
You betcha. All right, it's 34 after the hour. I got to be out of here in a couple of minutes. But, hey, here's our old buddy, Scott Maxim. What do you say, Scott?
I say good morning to you, sir. How are you on this fine day?
Lovely, lovely. How about you? What are you getting up so early for?
Well, I'm up early, not by choice. I'm just kind of woke up. I figured I'd give you a call, check in, and see what's going on with you here.
Mighty fine. Well, it's wintertime, but the turkey,
got that right.
Yeah, turkey season is about to begin.
Yeah, actually, I believe that starts just before my birthday this year, so that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, on the 21st.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's 24th is the birthay thing. So.
There you go. And how old will you be? 73, 74?
No, I'm pushing the 51. I'm working on my second half.
Oh, there you are. Second half of the decade.
Yeah. So but the game plan this weekend is actually I'm kind of laying low. I got diagnosed with a hernia here, so I think I'm just going to go out to a gun show and look at pretty objects today.
There you go. What gun show will you be visiting today?
I believe the Eastman Gun Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, March 7th through 8th here. I'm looking at it right now at the Cobb Civic Center. So I think I'm going to slide on through there and take a look and see if anything tempts me today.
I'll bet you will be.
Oh, trust me. Every time I go to one of these things, I'm always tempted by the pretty, shiny objects that go bang.
What's the old adage? If you know how many guns you've got, you don't have enough.
There's that one, and I've also worked with the premise that if a man only has one gun, he's pretty darn good with it.
I hadn't heard that one. That's good. All right, I got to go, pal. Yeah. Stay in touch.
Will do, sir. Have a great morning.
You bet. We'll see you soon. This is O'Neill. We'll be back.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA. Built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice. No hassle, no mess. Colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Lift less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at Works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing. They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're open. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com. Okay, 40 minutes after the hour, let's give away a Rocco's prize, a $25 gift certificate or coupon for you to go to Rocco's in Jasper, Georgia. It's one of our very favorite restaurants. Great wings, burgers, steak. Oh, it's great. Okay. Rocco's, R-O-C-C-O, Rocco's Pub. All right. Number 1, you have to be 18 years old to win this prize. And you cannot have won the Rocco's gift certificate prize before. The telephone numbers are 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. 2 ways to call. It's best if you live close to Rocco's. And the question is, what is Rocco's first name? You see, everybody calls him Rocco. That's not his first name. So, what is Rocco's first name? Call those numbers. First correct answer wins the Rocco's prize. What do you think of that? Here's an opportunity. The Georgia turkey season begins on the 21st. But next weekend, the 14th, it's legal. You have to have the licenses and everything. It's legal for you as a license holder to take into the woods, to take in for a turkey hunt, a youngster under 16. Now, he doesn't have to have a license. You can call the turkey for him. You can escort him. He can call. She can call. And it's also for the disabled, those in wheelchairs and otherwise disabled, for you to look after them so that they get to go turkey hunting in Georgia on the 14th instead of waiting till the 21st. They can go after that, of course, but the woods are going to be full of turkey hunters. And so why not do that? Okay? Be in touch with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources at their website, and you will get a better explanation than the one I just gave you about that. Let's see who's got the caller coming up right now. Okay.
No winner yet.
Yeah, no winner yet. So you guys keep trying. What is Rocco's first name? I hope he doesn't. I should have got approval for that, but I didn't. You know, this is a risky business, being in radio, I tell you. It's a risky business. But it's fun. And I don't know how many more years I'm going to do this, but I plan on doing it for a few more years, as long as I can still talk without stumbling around too much and becoming a foolish old man. So, anyway, there you are. That's a nice feature from the Georgia Department of Resources. Now, another thing that Georgia DNR is doing, this is good. This is really good. It's look it up on DNR. Just don't take my word for it. It's called Camp Talon, Talon. And what is it? It's a summer adventure school or classes for teens to visit the Georgia coast and learn all about the Georgia coast, the fisheries, the tides, the swamps, the shellfish, all of those things, and field trips and classes. And I understand this fills up every year, so do it now. Be in touch with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. Register. It's a June camp, but you need to do it now. This is a very small group of youngsters that get to go to this camp. Does it cost money? Well, of course it does. Not much, I don't think. Let's see. It's even mentioned small camp. No, you know, it's space is limited. Check that out. It's really special because it's within the little bubble world that I live in. It's
Winner on one.
Really special for me to talk to a teenager or a younger below that understands and the outdoors and has experience. So let's go to Monty calling from Ackworth, Georgia. Monty, what's Dan's first name? Up. See what I mean?
It's Daddy.
What's Rocco's first name?
It's Daddy. I've known him a while.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and do you go there often?
When he was in Marietta, I was there about every day, but I haven't been up to Jasper yet.
Well, you're on your way now because you've got a $25 gift certificate.
Thank you so much. Love your show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your participation. Tell him I said hello. I'm going to go there in the next couple of days, but I want you to surprise him. Okay?
All right, sure will.
Mighty fine. Have a great weekend, pal.
You too.
You bet. There you go. Well, that turned out well, didn't it? What's Dan's first name? Oh my goodness, that's great. All right, let's put ourselves together here for a moment, and I'll listen to the introduction for the Medal of Honor, and we'll do this Medal of Honor.
Strength of character. These qualities are embodied by the recipients of the Medal of Honor. Now let's recognize this week's Medal of Honor recipient on O'Neill Outside.
This is going to be a tough one. Specialist 4th Class Leslie H. Sabo, Jr., Cambodia, 1970. Sabo and his platoon were conducting a reconnaissance patrol when they were ambushed from all sides by a large enemy force. Without hesitation, Sabo charged the position, killing several of the enemy. He then assaulted an enemy flanking force, successfully drawing their fire away from friendly soldiers and ultimately forcing the enemy to retreat. He then sprinted across an open field to a wounded comrade. As he reloaded, a grenade landed nearby. He picked it up, tossed it away, and then shielded the wounded soldier with his own body, thus absorbing the brunt of the blast and saving his comrade's life. Seriously wounded now by the blast, he then single-handedly charged an enemy bunker that had inflicted much damage on the platoon. He received several serious wounds in that process. Now, mortally wounded, he crawled toward the bunker, and with a grenade that he tossed in, he killed them all. As in doing so, he took his own life. His courage and complete disregard for his own safety saved the lives of many of his platoon members. Specialist Sabo's extraordinary heroism and selflessness above and beyond the call of duty at the cost of his own life are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself and the U.S. Army. Leslie H. Sabo, Jr. died in combat, May 1970. Okay. Sorry it takes me, some of these, they're all special, and I apologize if I can't get through it without becoming emotional. I've only read that about a dozen times, and when I do it on camera, it gets worse. 404-872-075800, 972-8255. Mark is calling from Atlanta on O'Neill Outside. We've got time for Mark. Absolutely. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Hey there.
Hey. So I've been fishing for the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Like every 4 days.
Uh-huh.
I usually take out. I do 3 rods. I set 2 up with one with liver and one with kind of a carp bait that I make at home.
Okay.
And then I take my third one and I cast out like little plastic lures for bass.
Right.
But I haven't been catching anything the last few weeks, and I was wondering if you think it would be worth it to take out a kayak, or
well,
maybe it's too cold. I don't know.
It doesn't matter whether you're on the bank, a kayak, or a bass boat. If you don't have fish close by, you're not going to catch any. Now, where are you fishing for these catfish? In a pond?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a tip that I'll bet works. What is the depth of the water where most of your bait presentations are going?
Yeah, about 10, 15 feet.
Okay. Do this. Before, the day prior or as soon as you start in the morning, number one, it's a little bit cold for catfish. They don't eat much when it's cold.
Yeah.
But buy a couple of cans of whole kernel corn in the grocery store and scatter it out where your bait is. Be generous so the corn is cheap. And scatter it out all around out there where your baits are, and then use the corn for bait. Unless there aren't any catfish in that pond, you're about to catch them.
Okay.
Because the smell of that corn will permeate throughout that area. It will attract the catfish because he finds his food by smell.
Okay. And the other thing is, I like to fish windward. One of my friends lives up by Lake Windward.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen some massive grass carp in there, but I cannot get them to bite on corn.
Well, they're probably eating the weeds in the lake. They're probably a grass carp is called a white amur, A-M-U-R, and what he eats is grass. So they're probably those people are real smart around Lake Windward, and those grass carp are sterile. They get bigger and bigger and bigger, but they don't have any offspring.
Okay.
But he's a grass eater. He cleans up the lake, and I have never caught one. I don't know what you might use other than some weeds, but I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell us how to catch grass carp. I don't know. I've never done that, but they can get big. They can get 50, 60 pounds. I'm sure it's quite a struggle, but I've never heard of anyone catching one.
All right.
So there you are. I have fished windward on several occasions, and the bass fishing is good around the docks.
Yeah, I've caught some bass there.
Yeah, because people put brush under the docks. Here's a great idea. Ready? I got time to get to it. Can you legally, evidently fish on windward?
Yeah.
Okay. Hurry up now in the next couple of weeks and anchor down and tie to the dock. Put several bales of hay or bales of grass. Okay. Anchor that down, tie it to the dock so you can get it out if you need to be, and that will attract fish from 100 yards in every direction, and that dock will become a fish factory for you.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Have a great one, son. Call back more often.
Okay.
You bet. See you soon. This is O'Neill. A little bit more when we return.
If you think a tin shed can hold up like a tough shed, you're in for a big surprise.
After 38 years, our buildings speak for themselves. Dream, design, and build at toughshed.com.
Your projects have met their match. Introducing the Work Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get your projects done twice as fast. Say goodbye to all the hassle of an ordinary drill. Switch in a second from drilling to driving, Phillips to flat, drill bit to paddle bit, screwdriver to socket. Power through your projects faster and easier with the most innovative drill driver available, the Works Switch Driver. Get yours today.
With Arctic ice in your cooler, the possibilities are endless. Built in the USA. Built to last. Never buy ice again. Arctic ice. No hassle, no mess. Colder than the rest.
Ready to do more, but work less? Meet the Works Aero Cart. It makes heavy things feel lighter than air. The secret is Aero Cart's breakthrough design. The wheels are right under the weight, so every load will instantly feel 4 times lighter. And forget this. With 2 wheels, Aero Cart has a super stable wheelbarrow. It's also a hand truck, personal forklift, rock mover, over 8 machines in one. Live less, do more. Get your Works Aero Cart today. Available at works.com.
The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment combines a rugged gear-driven tiller with the proven seed delivery and cultipacking systems that made the Verminator famous. The RT heavy-duty tiller allows true one-pass planting in most soil types like never before. An added feature is the tiller and seeder can be separated and used independently, making the RT perfect for a small garden at home or a large field food plot. The Verminator RT by Renews Outdoor Equipment.
Be ready to go fishing anytime with Fisher's Choice canned baits. Yes, canned baits. Real shrimp, worms, and crickets. Preserved and packaged in a way for you to keep and use whenever you want to go fishing.
They stay soft and moist. They look and feel like live bait. Panfish just love them. Unopened, they have a 5-year shelf life, 2 weeks after they're opened. Order online at TimbuktuOutdoors.com.
Well, turkey season is on the way. Are you ready? Well, you should be. Turkey season. The number one big game animal in North America, and I'm going to tell you why I think that. And before I get to that, we referred earlier to Quality Deer Management Association and the benefits from being a member, and so that you can learn about whitetail deer. The other organization, and there are dozens, another organization that you should be a member of is the Wild Turkey Federation. That's where you learn about turkey hunting, but you really learn by going into the woods. But that's a great organization, and it wasn't all that many years ago that I think I've got my figures correct, Lee, that there were only like 400,000 wild turkeys in the United States. Now, I understand, because of conservation efforts, because of the licenses and permits and fees and excise taxes and all that money going into wildlife conservation, now in the United States, I understand, there's something like about 7 million turkeys. It's the number one big game animal in North America because you have to wear camo, you cannot move, you call and you get a response. Shot placement, you just don't shoot the bird, you shoot a certain spot on the bird even when you're using a muzzleloader bullet. And then finally, you're taking the turkey out of his normal activity. You see, in turkey hunting, the gobbler wakes up, he sits on the limb and he gobbles. And he gobbles again, and the hens hear him, and if they want to mate, which is governed by the number of hours of daylight, that's when the turkey season begins, because the increased number of hours of daylight, and they go into their mating season, and when he gobbles, the hens will either run over there to him, or they'll fly over there to him. But you don't go over there when you call. You're sitting still, so you have to get him to come to you. It's the greatest hunt there is. Hey, thanks for joining us this week on O'Neill Outside. Have a great weekend. Plan some great trips with the kids. And if you're too busy to go fishing or hunting and take a child along, you're too busy. I'll see you guys next week.
I once asked a mighty hunter, coming home from the field, how he came to possess such mighty hunting and fishing skill. He said, I'll tell you a secret, son. I learned everything I know from listening to O'Neill Outside on my radio. O'Neill, O'Neill, O'Neill Outside.